Hey YouTubers, it's Guardian Mike. We're going to be talking about appointing a temporary guardian. When is it necessary? If you're in doubt, always ask the court. You want the welfare of, we're talking about boomers, predominantly boomers who are going to take care of parents, spouse, children, grandchildren. If you're in doubt and there's an emergency crisis, always ask. That police, social workers, APS, Adult Protective Services, will file for an emergency guardian on a temporary basis when they see a crisis occurring. Typically there's neglect and typically there is abuse going on and life is in the balance. And I've got Attorney Sean here. Would you agree, Mr. Sean?
Absolutely, I'd agree.
All right, Attorney Sean says absolutely. For those who, we're going to try to improve on a double mic, but he does agree. And what I wanted to say, though, is I want to balance that off. When you're seeking a temporary guardianship, it's my witness. I've seen things when a loved one is in the hospital, stable, nursing home, stable, and you are having problems that will give rise to, there's an incapacity, and you're probably going to get a guardianship. You may not get the emergency. If the emergency, the temporary guardian is usually done before the hearing. So there's a lot of due process rights that are not given, the rights that an individual has. So the judge is weighing the protection, the benevolent protection of the government through the judicial branch versus the rights of an individual that are going to be taken away or suppressed with a guardianship, particularly emergency. So if you don't need emergency operation, if you don't need emergency medicine, people can be incapacitated with mental illness and not be taking their meds, and you may not get an emergency guardian. That's my witness because there's some stability. There's some safety provided there, and you're going to get your full hearing in 7 to 14 days. So it's been my experience, if you have an attorney, to discuss with them what they've seen in your court with your judge on how it's ruled about an emergency crisis temporary guardian, I should say on an emergency basis. That's what I'm using. Temporary guardian meaning someone who's going to be appointed on an emergency basis prior to the full hearing when you have a full guardian. Is that right, Mr. Sean? Is that what we're talking about?
That's exactly what we're talking about, Mike.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Sean? Talk up loud because I'm old and can't hear.
Sometimes you might be in a situation where your son or daughter drops off their child, your grandchild, with you to take care of them for an extended period of time. That might be another good time to get just a temporary guardianship of the minor so that they can go to school in your school district.
All right, he's talking about you have a crisis with a temporary guardian where the children drop off the grandchild. How about if we do a separate tape on that, 2-3 minute, easy peasy? Is that all right?
Sounds good.
Mr. Sean says we're going to do that, so I'll create another one. Come on back in 2 to 3 minutes here.